Previously on Black Men Unfiltered Network's Barbershop.
Should we hold you accountable for trying to convince your baby mother to get rid of your child?
I didn't try to convince her to do that. You keep pushing that. Y'all want to push that to make me look bad. How can you keep pushing that if I take care of the woman, the mother of my child, and his mother?
That's because she ran away from you. And
why
so
would she be with me? If I truly was that type of guy, why would she be with me?
I'm asking you a question. Don't deflect from the question.
Okay.
Because you was trying to advocate for your own child to not be here. Is that right or wrong?
That's what you keep saying. That's
you
not
said it. I didn't bring this information out.
I said I didn't want a child at that moment. I didn't advocate to delete my kid. I never said that. You're pushing that rhetoric. I didn't want to have a kid. My kid came into this world. I didn't fight. What do you mean? If I say I don't want a kid,
what's the story?
If I said I didn't want a child, that didn't mean I wanted to delete my child.
Okay, so hold on.
And you're still running. You're not gonna make it about. No.
Let me ask you this one question.
Why is this such a problem? If it's not wrong, listen, hold on.
Very patient.
This is what I believe. No, because you're running now. I take care of my son. I take care of his mother. You can't talk about that.
That's beautiful.
How can you talk about how you addressing me and you're not addressing? Why you don't got the same?
What I'm talking about.
Why you ain't got the same? Why you ain't got the same?
Ali, what I'm talking about
why
is
you ain't do this on PhD on her panel? Why didn't you do this on PhD on her panel?
Ali, this is what you have.
Why didn't you do this for PhD but on her panel?
Again,
I'm gonna ask you again. Why?
I don't know why you keep asking me the same question when I answer.
What you're saying don't make sense.
Okay, hold on. Ali, you told us after she told you she was pregnant.
No. Talk about PhD.
Now you know what to do. And you said she broke the back.
Hey, lost in translation. You see what he's doing? Y'all see what he's doing?
All right, I'll leave it. Welcome, sir.
What's going on, my brothers? What's going on?
What's happening, man? Welcome to the show, brother.
What's going on, my brothers? I had smoke for my brother Sharon Bracey. I had smoke from. So I believe y'all. The show was catered around the fact that the amount of pandering that our brother Sharon and brother Brownsville do, right? And it could be counterproductive. Is that what the show was surrounded around today?
Basically, yeah.
So we as men, we would never advocate for the removing of women or violence towards women, right? So I would believe in a space there would be ramifications and consequences for brothers who had that type of rhetoric to remove sisters, right? So I'm asking Mr. Sharon Brady directly. I believe Sharon supports families, and he also is solution-based. What is the consequences and ramifications for PhD Diva on your channel saying that she would never birth a black man into existence and she stands behind deleting black boy babies?
So what I would say to that is her body, her choice. I cannot direct her or hold her to any kind of consequences. I got a conversation with her and I could tell her how I disagree with that wholeheartedly. But besides that, there's nothing more that I could do.
So why are you telling brothers not to align with that type of rhetoric? You go against so-called RIM brothers. You're against the red pill space. You're against incels. You're against manospheres because the violence and the things they perpetuate that y'all say towards women. Why would you align with a woman that says you should delete black boys and she would never birth a black man into existence? If you're telling men not to have that type of rhetoric and to align with men like that, and your platform is surrounding being a solution based around families.
What you mean by alignment?
She's on your show. That's part of your camp, right? She reads your super chats. You also said you cannot super chat a PhD but off of it. She's part of your camp.
And I cannot have somebody that's have opposing ideas a part of my team.
No. You said not to align with those type of people.
Align with that rhetoric of deleting children. So that's not a part of my rhetoric at all. And it's not a part of my message.
So there's no.
My message is actually men is their body, their choice first. They actually control if the woman gets pregnant. So they need to either be wrapping up or they need to be with somebody with a good character that they can trust and build a family with.
Actually, in front of all these people, you're contradicting yourself because you tell men to remove themselves from them type of men and not to align with those type of brothers. But you have a woman that sits on your panel every day with you that says to delete black babies and that she shouldn't bring black babies into existence. That is what you promote. So take away from what everybody else says. You're aligning with a woman that's on your panel when you tell brothers to remove themselves from those type of brothers and not to associate with those type of brothers, but you associate with a woman that advocates for deleting black boys and not bringing them into existence. So what is the consequences? If there's no consequence for that, then I I just accept that answer, but it's a huge contradiction and it's a big hypocrite, and you don't align with the message that you're preaching. You're not living the message that you're preaching when you have a woman that advocates for deleting babies and for not bringing black boys into existence, which mean removing you from the face of earth, and for you to never arrive here either. If she had to birth you, you would never be here. So you align. If you don't align with her, why is she on your panel? And why are you telling brothers to remove themselves from them type of men if you align with that type of woman?
It's a lot of words, my brother. Again, so just because I don't align with somebody with their political aspirations, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. You could still be my brother or my sister, because we have conversations. We mine out conversations every single day, difficult conversations. We deal with issues. Now, then we let the chips fall where they fall. So me and Lost in Translations, we're going to agree on some things and we're not going to agree on some things. It is what it is. If I was here every single day, rock with him, it's still going to be some things that we don't align with. He'll like, yeah, I rocks with him for the most part, but that thing right there, I don't rock with him. So I don't know what consequence you want to give, that you want me to give to somebody just because we are we rock out every day and having conversations. That's not me aligning with every 100% political thing that she's doing. Just like I'm pretty sure you with somebody, I'm pretty sure you're a religious man, correct?
I believe in a higher power.
Right. And you rock with somebody that doesn't, correct?
That I rock with someone that doesn't believe in a higher power?
Yeah, like an atheist.
Are you deflecting and moving on to someone and trying to conflate that? Are atheists bad people?
What I'm saying, it doesn't align with your ideology.
I wouldn't align myself with someone that says delete men or women. Your words hold no merit when you're advocating for and connecting with and aligning with someone that says delete black boys and never bring them into existence, when you're telling men to do the actual thing that you can't do with a woman that's on your panel, which sums up this whole platform that y'all pandering, and you're supporting women who disrespect men and want men removed from the face of the earth and don't want to give life to black boys.
So you saying that I gotta agree with somebody 100%?
No, I didn't say that. Okay, then you don't, what I'm saying is that, Sharon, you asked me a question, so let me respond. Your words hold no merit, and you have to practice what you preach. If you're not telling women to do, if you're not removing women from your panels, you're not aligning with women and not telling those women the same thing, then you can't say that to men. I ain't telling you you do whatever you want to do. You're supposed to be solution based. You're not supposed to flip flop, and you're supposed to be about families. I'm not gonna, if the person that I'm aligned with said that they want to delete women, if they say they want to never bring women to existence, I would never talk to that person again, and they would not be on my platform. They would be removed instantly. So I would do that. That a person being an atheist don't make them a bad person. They just don't have evidence if God exists or not. That don't make them a bad person. A person that's saying that black men should never come to existence and that black babies should be deleted, wants men to be removed from the face of the earth that look like you. I would never advocate for that, and I would align with someone like that. And that you're telling people not to align with people that are lesser than that. They just you say disrespect women, assault women, and whatever you want to come up with, that you want to demonize the so-called Rim brothers. But this woman says she doesn't even want to bring men into existence, and she wants them deleted, black boys deleted.
Right. I really don't understand your argument, to be honest with you, because I keep telling you that I do not align with that philosophy. So as far as I understand, she's not having no unprotected sex. She's not out there deleting children left and right. Me and her never even had a conversation about it. You actually bringing this information to me because Israel was on my show today and he brought that information. So it was my first time actually hearing that today. But I do not align with that thought pattern at all. But just because I do not align with somebody's thought pattern doesn't mean that I shun them away.
No, you just can't tell nobody. You just can't. We don't know. You can't tell anybody to do anything.
Because I don't know what that person went through to make that person say these type of things. So I'd rather have a conversation with the person and get down to the root of the situation. Because maybe it's just I don't know what it is. Because I've never had the conversation with the person.
We actually have video.
If we have the conversation instead of just shunning people. I don't shun people. I have difficult conversations. Like me and Lost in Translation, we was having a heated conversation. He was muting me every 10 minutes because he was heated. And so if I would have just left, we would have never got to a place where me and him could actually have a conversation. Understand that our values is not even that far in alignment. But if I'd have left at that moment, he would have just thought I was something completely different than who he thinks of me as right now.
Can I ask the brothers on the panel a question?
I was talking, but go ahead.
Would the credibility of someone's merits and values be in question if they wouldn't remove somebody or have a consequence for someone that said they should delete black boys and never bring black boys into existence?
Yeah, my issue is having a platform for that rhetoric to be spewed, to be visualized. I think that's the issue.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. We never had that conversation on my platform.
You said
Have
what?
you ever seen her content before? This
the person that he's talking about, she doesn't have a channel, and we never had that conversation on my channel before.
Ali, let me ask you a question. You need to unmute yourself, Ali. Mute yourself. Unmute yourself.
His only response for that was that he don't stop believing people from believing what they believe. He runs away from it. But it is contradictory to what he's telling brothers not to do, or so-called rim brothers not to do. It makes no sense. It's a hypocrite. If he has no consequences on his side or rectifying what's happening and having the women like that on his platform, he can't tell men not to be that way or not to support rim brothers. It's contradictory.
Can you get him to clarify what I'm contradicting? Well, matter of fact, because you're a better communicator. Lost in translation. Do you understand what he's saying? I'm contradicting on.
Well,
this whole show. Oh, go ahead. Lost in translation.
What he's saying is that you having somebody on your show whose message is counter to your own, that you don't know is counter to your own.
Right. That I don't know. Okay.
Is that a fair statement? Is that a fair assessment, Ali?
Can you say that one more time, my brother?
What I was saying is that Ali's saying that you're having someone on your show whose message is counter to your own message.
Yes. Can I play the video? Can I play the video?
Hey, go ahead, sir. You have the floor.
Can you play that?
I got you.
Wait a minute, nigga. Since you up here, Sharon, nigga, we got a more pressing concern right now.
Let's get to it, Chuck.
Why y'all ain't motherfucking check PhD about what the hell she was saying?
Exactly. Now
what you mean?
Let's talk about deleting black boys.
Explain yourself.
Why y'all was silent as hell when she said, "Come on now."
Hold on. When it happened today, I said it right as soon as she said it, I said I don't agree with that bullshit.
No, you did not.
Bitch, you lie, bitch. What? Bitch, you lying.
It's amazing to me that Sharon got you over here after you was talking about deleting black boy babies and all that. And that's the reason why me and you was battling.
I would never birth a black male into existence.
Right. And that's why me and you was battling. Because you was talking against Sharon.
You want to do another bet?
Yes, I would, because I played it earlier. Yes, I would love to do a bet. I would love to have some of your money.
No, hold on, no.
Y'all
You might not have heard because we was screaming and yelling, so it's a possibility that
Nah, we wasn't screaming and yelling.
Lying son of a bitch.
If you play it all, I don't got nothing against her. That was a while back, and my whole point of contention with her was she was talking about deleting black boy babies, and I got a right to feel a way about that.
I stand by
it. And I feel a way about that, and that's okay.
And so you got that out. So now she has stand by it too. So if you want to have that argument, we can have it later.
I'll bet you. You want to bet? You didn't say
no, y'all was screaming together. You said
at that point.
You said such and such. I was like, oh
not
shit.
At that point.
Anyway, anywho. What does that matter? What was the purpose of that? Because me personally, so for me personally, I get that woman all the time. I'm somebody that told a woman to comb her hair.
How you got PH Diva as part of your crew and she believe in deleting black baby boys?
Because I don't stop people from believing what they believe.
My new joint is called Cling Cling Cling. You know what I'm saying? Bust it. Cling Cling Cling. Man, you capping. Cling, 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 cling. Oh, you capping. Drip, splash, water, drip, splash, splash, drip, water, splash, splash.
I think that was good production.
Sharon, you had the floor, sir.
I think that was good production, but you ain't played no whole video. You played clips. I think it was great. It was funny. It was good. But I don't agree with that kind of rhetoric. That conversation doesn't happen on my channel. Like I said, it was brought up today with Israel because her and Israel had that conversation sometime a year ago, something like that.
That was
it's
on a different channel. That was on a different channel.
Yes.
It's rules for thee, none for me. It's contradictory.
understand that.
It's a hypocrite, and his words hold no merit. He cannot tell brothers to do what he can't do for the certain woman that's on his panel. Simple as that. If you're gonna be solution based, if you're pro families, and you have people, and you're telling brothers not to spew remedial rhetoric, which you don't even use that word anyway, because remedial is about repairing. It's not, you're using that word wrong. And you even say you don't support remedial rhetoric, but it's about making repairs. It's about correcting behaviors. You use that wrong. No one checks you on that. But if you're telling brothers to be leaders, to be proactive, to not assault women, to hurt women, not to delete women, not to hurt women, great women, but then you have a woman on your panel that says she'll delete black boys and that she will never bring a black boy into existence, you're a hypocrite. And you don't support it.
I do not support her rhetoric. I don't understand how that's being a hypocrite. If I don't support that rhetoric, why is that being a hypocrite? That's the part I'm confused about.
You tell us if we don't support it. You tell men if they don't support it, remove yourself from those type of men. They shouldn't have no place in your life, and that women shouldn't deal with those type of men, and men shouldn't deal with those. That's you and Brownsville both tell women to remove themselves away from rim brothers, and that men shouldn't be aligned with rim brothers, and women shouldn't be aligned with rim brothers, and we should stay away from them. But you are aligned with a woman who believes in deleting black boys and not to bring black boys into existence.
This is crazy. So again, I don't agree with that talking point. I'm not trying to date that woman. Everybody that you deal with, you're not going to be aligned with 100% of what they're saying. Did you not try to tell? So,
Sharon, he's not asking.
That would be below the belt for me to bring your personal life into it.
He's not asking whether you agree with the other person
that way. Again, I do not agree with that rhetoric at all.
Go ahead.
He's
Josh.
not asking if you agree with the other person or not.
Okay.
He's asking, why do you tell men to do one thing? Well, when in the same case, now there's an example of a woman that you won't tell something in the similar concept.
What is it that you want me to tell her? That she's wrong?
It's not that he's not asking for like what should or.
So again, like I was telling Lost in Translation earlier, my message is for men, right? And how men need to move a certain way, build up their character, and then get women that have the same core values as you.
And then what about the rim brothers? What do you tell men and women about rim brothers? What should they do with rim brothers?
I was talking, but again,
I apologize, but what do you tell men about rim brothers, though? What do you tell people to do with the rim brothers?
Like I was just saying, I tell men they need to change their values, their character. They need to build themselves up, move in a certain direction. So that's what I tell you. That's what I say. Because everybody got the opportunity and the ability to change their philosophy. Everybody's not stuck in the same thing. Who I was when I was 20 is not who I am today.
So would you tell PH Diva that she needs to change her character about what she wants to do with black babies, black boys?
Absolutely.
Would you tell her that? I mean, so the point is, I mean, what's good for the goose?
Especially if she's getting pregnant. So she's not getting pregnant.
No. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. She don't have to be pregnant, right? She doesn't have to be pregnant for you to have that conversation with her, right? If she's spewing, even if it's not on your channel, it's like me inviting Adolf Hitler to be on my panel or some shit like that. He didn't have to be, if you have the enemy within your midst, who looks at you and smiles in your face, but hates the essence of you as a man, that's some serious shit, I think. She might be nice, but it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, and even if I would at least broach the subject because she might be a nice woman, otherwise, whatever. But she's telling you that she looks at you and your essence as something that she has to eliminate if she had the opportunity to. I think that's a big deal. And if she's in part of your inner sanctum, I'm not saying get rid of her, but it'd be something I would be concerned about. How could you trust a person who hates you as a man?
Trust her to do what?
To be around you, man. Think about it. You said
to have a conversation.
Listen, you said earlier that
would you trust a man that tried to get his own child deleted?
Wait a minute. Do what now? I'm lost.
Would you trust a man who tried to tell his girlfriend to delete his child?
I wouldn't trust a man to tell anybody to delete anybody.
Okay, then. So we know we are around men that try to tell a woman to have a child deletion. And we give him the grace to move forward.
That's not the same. She's talking about deleting boys specifically.
He's talking about my situation. But before I had my son, I didn't want a kid. So he's conflating with the fact that I didn't want a kid when I had my son, and he's conflating to and then they'll use that as well too on their page. He'll let her talk about my mixed breed child, and he'll let her talk about my dead mother as well too. And he still allows her on the panel.
You keep saying let.
So yeah, you have people that you have on your panel that disrespected my mother, the deceased, and since you want to bring that into consideration, I take care of my son and I take care of his mother as well too, because I didn't want to have a child. Just like women have the right to not want a child, you conflate that with the fact that I wanted my child deleted, and you keep pushing that wrong rhetoric. I didn't want my child deleted. I didn't want to be a father at that time. I can't force no woman to have no deletion. I can't force a woman to not have no kid. I didn't want a kid. That you can't conflate that to want to have an abortion. But you're conflating, and the fact that my son exists and I take care of my son exists. You can't conflate those two things, because I take care of my son. I just had a show discussing my son. So the fact that you even try to reach that far shows how disingenuous you are. And then now you want to talk about me instead of talking about somebody who actually wants to not bring black boys into existence. You're running again.
So
my son came into existence, and I take care of my son.
Yeah. So, but the only problem is with what you were saying, you are being a hypocrite, because if that girl didn't fight you tooth and nail to go ahead and make sure your boy survived, your child wouldn't be here. So you are in the same boat as goddamn PhD, because you was advocating for her to get rid of the child, because you didn't want to pour on a condom. You didn't want to strap up. You was being irresponsible. What I tell young men, not to be irresponsible. If you don't want to have a child, you need to strap up, is what I say. And definitely don't bust a nut in her. Don't go inside her raw on a day-to-day basis and bust nuts in her and not expect the child to come up out of it, and then put the pressure on the woman to do something to her body that is detrimental to her health.
Didn't do that. I agree with I shouldn't have been responsible if I didn't want a kid at that time, and I did bust a nut in someone that I loved, and I didn't want to have a kid, and I was irresponsible. I already owned up to that, but I didn't force her to have no deletion. You keep pushing that rhetoric and lie. No, we're going to cover that today. I never forced her. No. It's not. You're not going to conflate the two today. I have a child and the mother of his child that I take care of, and that's in my life. You're the person that's on your panel said that she wants to delete black boys and never bring them to existence. I've never said nothing like that. You're not going to conflate my situation from not wanting to have a kid to saying that I want to delete girls or boys and never bring them into existence. Don't run from that and be a man about it.
I'm not running from it. Like I said.
So if you're going to why are you talking about me instead of not talking about her if I have a son and I take care of his mother and him?
Because I gave you the answer. You just don't want to respect the answer. I said me and that woman never had a conversation about it.
It showed the video you did.
Again, she was having a heated debate with somebody on the show, and they was having a back and forth. That was not the topic of discussion. Just like this wasn't really the topic of discussion. And that's why Lost and our pain is trying to mine it out and figure out what side of the coin they adjusting to, right? So it happened in real time. Her and somebody else was having a conversation about a conversation that they had a year ago. So therefore, nobody jumped in the argument.
No,
but you are acting like we was having a conversation about baby deletions.
No, they're watching you lie right now. You're lying. Even if it happens in real time. If the person that you say I associate with says they want to delete black boys and black girls, I'm never associated with them again, especially when I'm pushing men to stay and women to stay away from incels, red pill people, or manosphere people. Your whole platform is set about talking about men and pandering to women, and for them to stay away from these type of men while you're advocating for a woman that wants to delete black boys and never bring them into existence.
So this is the problem. You saying advocating, right? So me and her never had a conversation. So that means if she's advocating, that means I'm around while she's advocating it. We having conversations about it and how yes, you are right, or we having debates about it. Me had never had a conversation about it, ever. Not one time. And you saying that I'm letting her advocate. On my channel, I never even had a conversation about baby deletions.
What is that?
She was having a heated debate, argument with another human being, and they was going back and forth, and nobody jumped into the argument. You are saying advocate. Is that advocating to you, R-Pain?
R-Pain and lost in translation.
Lost in
If a man on your
I believe.
platform, if a man on your platform ever said that black men or black girls need to be deleted and never come into existence, would you stop this talk about something else, or would you immediately remove that person off your panel?
You know, I'll put the mute button on them and remove.
I would remove a person. Hey, listen, you know what? Let's we're not. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with this one. But I think what you said though, Ali, is noted. But
but I want to note this: the fact that she said that, and the fact that this is a brother up here and we doing this show. And we talk about holding each other accountable and being solution based. If men don't hold him accountable for not holding her accountable for something as far as going that far, it says a lot about the men. And he's talking about too. He'll be right about men being weak. He'll be right about the men in so-called red pill manosphere, and he'll be right about himself as well too. It'd be a contradiction because if a man said it, he's being removed off my page. Even when we had on my page today, if someone even tries to disrespect the man about a vibrator or anything like that, it's immediately addressed. If a man or woman comes on my panel saying that the black boys or black girls shouldn't come in existence and we should delete them, that's immediately addressed, and the space should make sure they address it as well too. And when he does a show tomorrow to put me on a thumbnail, make sure you address the fact that it's about the fact that she said she delete you, she'll delete R-Pain, lost in translation, and me. Make sure you say that. She said she'll delete you too, and that you shouldn't be coming to existence. Make sure you address that. Don't say Ali came there to juck and jive and make it about you. This is why this show is happening. You're pandering 100% to women. You're holding men accountable, which is right. It's okay, but you don't hold women accountable.
Thank you for whatever. I don't understand what you're saying. Like I said, I talk to my message is catered to men, and me and PH Diva, we and her never had the conversation. Once again, I don't know why you keep saying that. I let her advocate for these things. I was not understanding of this conversation that she had a year ago with somebody else.
So what you doing? What you gonna do about? What you gonna do about it now? So what you gonna do about it now? No. You know about it now. What you gonna do about it now?
I'm doing my best to just have the conversation, but you are.
No. What are you gonna do as a man? As a man that advocates against that advocates for families and against red pill rhetoric, I would think this is a female rhetoric, femcel rhetoric. So since you're against red pill rhetoric, I'm sure you're against femcel rhetoric. What are you going to do about it going forward?
First of all, let me tell you this. You cannot tell me how to run my show.
I didn't tell you how to run your show.
Because you're comparing what you would do on your show.
No, I'm not. I'm not telling you what to do. What are you going to do?
Talking every time I'm talking.
I just want to know what you're going to do because I'm not telling you what to do. What are you going to do about it? If you say nothing, that's fine. If you say you're going to do what you want to do, that's fine too. What you going to do about it? I didn't tell you to do anything about it, Sharon. It's your show. You your own man. You your own leader. You're solution based. You're SBG. That's what your content is called. And you're against red pill. And I would think femcels is real too, who advocate for the same things you say men do. All I'm asking you is, as a man of your stature, as a man of your stature, as a man of your stature, a great leader, a man who advocates for family, what are you going to do about it?
This is crazy. To me, I don't know how many times I got to answer the same question. If you don't like my answer, you don't like my answer. I gave you the answer. You keep asking me. Maybe you can make me understand, Lost.
Brother, let me explain something to you, man.
Because I'm confused.
A part of being a man is accepting when you're wrong and correcting it. Earlier today, we talked about making sure holding men accountable. And I said also making sure that you hold women accountable as well too. And for us not listen, and I understand that you address men or whatever, but at the end of the day, you said earlier that you have women in your audience as well too, right? So for you to have someone in your audience that you don't know that does this speaks to what we talked about earlier with Barronville on the line. And he was saying that he wasn't aware of a particular situation. And I explained to him, just because you're not aware of it doesn't absolve you from the consequences or the responsibility of doing something about it. What Ali is asking you now, that you know that she has these views, are you going to do anything different knowing that she's around with those viewpoints? Are you going to continue to have her on the show? Even this, are you going to have a conversation about her, about those particular viewpoints? Because it might have been a situation where she was upset and wanted to get back at somebody, and it's a total misunderstanding. We don't even know. But my thing is this: it's fair to answer the question. Say, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let me talk to her first and find out exactly what she meant by that. Because sometimes we can take things out of context. To me, I think that's fair. But what Ali is asking you is this: going forward, now that you know, what are you prepared to do, knowing that what she says goes against your core principles as a man?
So again, I said that. So the very first answer I gave, I said, I have conversations with people. I do not change it. I said that. I said conversations. I do not change people out of their ideologies. I do not change their philosophies. I have the conversation with them. I see why they think like that. I said that. He's just not willing to be give anybody grace to find out exactly what you said. Because I said that already. I said, because I don't know what she went through. So we had the conversation. Maybe we'll find out if she's still there. I said all that the very first time I answered it, Lost. I'm pretty sure you remember me saying it. But for some reason, he's trying to get some gotcha moment. He think he got me in some, but he still can't even, he himself, his own life. He tried to get rid of his own child that he created. And then he trying to hold me accountable of a fucking woman that is just talking and she's not pregnant for what we know. She wasn't pregnant at the time. And I wasn't privy to all this information. And then I gave him the answer and I was trying to move on. I said, I could just have a conversation with her.
I appreciate the conjecture. But the question is, the direct question, knowing that this woman is on your platform, say for instance, many years from now, your daughters see this particular lady and she's like, Dad, you actually listened to this lady who said to delete boys? Would you want this woman's message to be around your daughters?
Right. So again, until somebody
that's a yes or no question.
No.
Would you want this? Okay.
Yeah, because
so my thing is this: if you wouldn't want,
he already has.
No. What I'm saying is, if you don't want this message around your daughters, why would anybody else want this message to be around their daughters as well?
Exact. And I never had that conversation with her in my life.
Let me ask you a question. Could later on, when you get an opportunity, when you talk to her, could you come back to us on a later date, another show, to explain to her what she said to you? Because I'm curious to know why she would say something like that.
I just don't know if I want to have that shit on my show because I don't like to talk about
that. No, you can have that in private. No, you can have that conversation in private.
I don't have her number. I don't speak to her, but I'll try to have the conversation with her. But what I'm saying is this: I said it already, but I don't know why that when I said it the first time it wasn't acceptable. That's kind of strange to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to take it into a personal thing. Because the advocating and those type of words is foul. To say that I'm somebody that was allowing somebody to advocate on my channel about deleting young black babies. That is foul.
You're laughing.
That did not happen.
You were literally laughing on the video I played when people are asking
on my show.
No, it did happen. It did happen. Not only that, the main part is this. You tell men to hold themselves accountable, and you're not man enough to hold yourself accountable. That's what it is. And when you want to make
it, understanding that we had a real conversation in real time.
Just say you're not going to do nothing about it. Just as a man, say I'm not going to do nothing about it. I'm going to do a show about Ali tomorrow and talk about men some more instead of addressing that I have a woman on my panel that pushes deleting black boys and not having black boys. Just say that. Keep it real. I'm going to monetize her still being on my platform because I love the way she disrespects men and it helps me to make money, and I call it solution based. And I'm still allow a women like her to be on the panel to disrespect men, humiliate men, while I tell men to be respectful to women like her, and I support women who advocate for delete black boys and bringing them into existence, just like you. Just say I'm not going to hold myself accountable like I ask other men to hold themselves accountable because I'm not really a man. Let's just say that.
All right, so since let's be honest about this situation. You didn't come here you came here to try to make me look bad. That's what you came here to do. That's number one. Number two,
of course I did.
Number two, I answered your question the very first time you asked me. I didn't dodge it. I didn't duck it. I didn't do nothing disrespectful.
You did. You show you a coward.
And
You show you a coward.
You
You show
interject
you
a
a
lot.
coward. I would never let nobody say. No one's gonna say they're gonna delete any boys or girls off my panel. And the fact that you keep getting pressed and can't say you're gonna do something about it, you know what gonna do nothing about it.
Because you know what's crazy? I do, even though I just met this this man here, me and him had a really strong disagreement earlier because we didn't know each other, but he was able to hear me out, and we got past the disrespect part. And I figured by this time, right now, me and you will be past the disrespect part.
I hope that people put their foot on your neck. You've been putting your foot on man's neck a whole year, pandering, and now my foot is on your neck because you can't hold a woman accountable. So hold yourself accountable.